Okay, so I just wanted to make a video regarding axes because it's a pretty basic tool to have when you're going outdoors, and a lot of people have a lot of mixed opinions about them. So I thought I'd just share my 2 cents about them. So first of all, sorry for the background noise. I'm in my backyard, so you could hear cars passing. Tomorrow I'll try to do a video out at the cottage in the woods if possible. But yeah, so here's my whole axe collection so far. I haven't used all of them, per se, in a woodland type area, but I did use most of them. I mean, I'm not sure if that's all of them, but I surely think so. Maybe have some hiding somewhere, I don't know. So, okay, to get started, the not really axes, they're the choppers. That's just a meat cleaver that I picked up at the flea market for like $10, I think, probably about 5 years ago. It's a pretty heavy cleaver. It's quite old. It's made in Germany. It has a bunch of things written on a blade there. I don't think it's going to focus, but anyways. And that's plenty good enough if you just want to cut branches. I mean, I did some little vine looking stuff there on the spine. Whatever, it's just a bit of personalization, I guess. And this was probably one of my first projects I did at least 3 years ago. Just a big Bowie knife, and I thinned this down because it was so heavy. If it wants to focus, and there you go. This thing is actually pretty sharp. I could cut in one swing probably about 1 inch to 2 inches a tree, so pretty decent sized branches and little saplings. I'll just swing right through them. I don't even know what type of steel this is or anything. I picked up a flat bar and I started grinding at it, and that's what came out of it. And also I made a sheath underneath. So to get into the axes, this is just a miniature little pack axe. My dad had that in his backpack and I just took it. I had a little paracord wrap on the handle. I think it had a little like rotten wood handle. I think out of everything, that's the only item here that was made in China. I think it writes on it, or made in Japan or something. I mean, it's pretty old, but it's very, very small. I mean, I could cover this up, so pretty useless if you ask me, but I just thought I'd include it. Then I just got this at the flea market probably 2 years ago. I made a sheath for it. Another very, very small axe, but a lot more heft to it than the first one. This is great for carving, or just basically if you want to whittle something with a knife and you want to break it down first. It's a great axe. Then a pretty unique one here. It has a full style, a full axe style handle to it with the curve and everything, but it's actually has a splitting maul style, but it's a hatchet. It's probably weighs about 2 pounds, maybe 1.5 pounds, I don't know. Get up here, it's actually pretty small. Then moving on here, I have the famous Tomahawks. This one is a forged one. Did a video on this quite some time ago. You know, it has the forger's mark on it there. It's pretty neat, and that's just a handle from the cold steel Trailhawk that I'll talk about in a minute, that I just personalized a bit. That's okay, I never really used that just because it's so lightweight. And I don't know how old it is, but it was clearly forged. There's forge marks all over it. Then the axe that I used, well, for I don't know, a year, 2 years maybe, is this little hatchet. It's kind of like a Hudson's Bay style. I don't know why. I only bought one because when I went to the flea market, the man was selling 2. I only bought one. Should have bought them both. They look great. It's kind of a Tomahawk style. The handle on them looks good, feels great, and I just put the little thing because I tend to lose things in the woods. If I stab this thing in a tree, it was hard to find. Now, my little kind of third Tomahawk here, just the standard cold steel Trailhawk. Nothing special. That was a super long handle it came with. So I just took a branch and I made a smaller one. But then again, this is way too lightweight for what I like doing. I mean, if you want to carry it without a handle, I mean, that's your choice. And then I just have a broad axe because if people see this thing, they like talking about it, so I just thought I'd include it in the video. But yeah, I got that at a flea market for very cheap years and years ago. Now it seems that flea markets have an axe trend and they sell axes for, I mean, like a down payment on a car. I saw one, it was 545 bucks for an axe. The guy was smoking crack or something, I don't know. It's insane. So moving on. This little hatchet here, I bought it because I like the head shape to it. Don't know what brand it is, there's nothing on it. The handle here is all broken in the front. If you could focus, there you go, it's all broken. But I like the axe head, and I like the handle type. I don't know what that's called, but I mean, that's why I bought it. I like the handle and I like the axe head. And I never use this thing just because, I mean, it's quite old with all the nails and stuff pounded into it. I'd have to get a new handle. Then this same thing, I like the axe. So I bought it. I think this is a roofer's hatchet. But this thing actually works. I took this out in the woods. And if I could zoom in here. No. There you go. It's like Vaughan, made in USA. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. You had to pound steaks in, which I don't do. And could you have the nail puller there with a nice sharp blade. Just got it because it was cheap and looked cool. Then the next one, I'll try to stay in line here. This, I used to carry this in ATV in a little back pouch in the back, just to say I had an axe. Super small hatchet. It's an HB Cruiser. I mean, as you can see, the handle's falling out. I had this thing in a bucket, just doing nothing. And then I see a lot of people using these axes, and I think these used to be a roofer's hatchet to make shingles. I mean, it would make sense if it would be, because it resembles this one, but this one has a straight bit to it. There's no curve, which would be a lot better option for a woodland type area. Because this used to be my grandfather's hatchet. Had to switch the handle on it. See, super good looking axe and everything, but if you look at it, you see there's like a tilt in the blade, and I guess it's kind of like a broad axe. So you stab it in and split. And I looked at all the, maybe it could give you a better look from up here, possibly, I don't know. I can't really see it, but there's a tilt in there for some reason. I don't know why, but there is. So every time I came to, because I carried that for a while in my backpack, to split a log or do some kindling, whatever you want to do, you'd always split crooked. And you would think you're splitting straight, but then you'd always end up like that. It looks straight, but it's never straight. So, and I see a lot of people using these types of hatchets, but I mean, it's their choice if they want to. But me, I'm just not really a big fan. So then, moving on to the axes. I probably paid this $5 2 or 3 years ago. It's a little axe. It's a kind of Hudson's Bay style, except this one here. Zoom in. 2/4 pound, made in Sweden. I use this for, I don't know, a couple of years maybe, in junction with that one there, the one in the middle. So I have the whole ruler thing that I got from Dave Canterbury there. He says it was a good idea, and it is a good idea if you tend to measure stakes or logs for a shelter or something. And this thing, I don't know, I think I paid the axe like $1 or $2, so I cut it all up. I went back up there. I don't know why I did that. Usually the axe head go down here. They have a triangle, but I put mine up. I don't know why. So at one point, maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I drew here with a Sharpie. I might do some type of tomahawk with it and make the background just so it have some kind of pipe hawk. Maybe I'll make a video on that one day. And also, I bought a super freaking long axe handle. I think it was like a Home Depot or something. Axe handle's way too long, so I cut it off and made a little axe collar thing there. Then the next axe, I used this for a couple months. It's just standard. And then you get these at like Home Depot or something. It's a Garrett. The axe head's loose on there. It has a wooden wedge. It does the job. It's a pretty big axe, but not really a big fan. The edge retention on it isn't too great, but I mean, I think they sell for like $20 to $30. Pretty cheap for a first axe, so that's a good option. Then my main axe that I use, I've done a video on this one I think before. It's the Snow Annealy. I'll also zoom in on the name here, so you can see what I'm talking about. There you go, that's a brand. The Snow Annealy Hudson's Bay style axe. I just really like the design. The weight of it's good, the handle's perfect for me. On the axe performance, I don't really have a problem so far. They put some type of like wax or varnish on here, I don't know. So that's why you see it's all dinged up. It's starting to come off. I'd have to take some remover or something and take that off. But yeah, like super good edge retention, whatever. I've gotten a couple dings in the blade. That just buffs right out. And here, you can see I pounded in that wedge a little bit, and I had boiled linseed oil. God, I hate scooters. But yeah, I put it in boiled linseed oil because the axe head was a little bit loose. Preferably, I wish I could take the metal wedge out, but I don't know how to do that without like cutting the handle and stuff. I mean, there's a bit of play to it, so I mean, it's not gonna rain on my parade or anything. Yeah, that's my axe collection, just my own opinion on some models. Basically any axe you could get would work. It's just, I mean, other people's, like I'm doing right now, somebody else's opinion is good, but until you buy one and you go to test it out, you won't really know what you need. I mean, I've wanted a Tomahawk, a little trail hawk, for a really long time. I finally bought one. Didn't really end up using it because you just tire yourself out swinging and swinging. I like a 2-inch piece of wood trying to cut it. I mean, it's razor sharp, it keeps a good edge, but there's no weight backing up the strength you're putting into the swing. So I mean, I think this axe is like a 18 to 20 inch handle. That's great, like I don't know, 2-pound head on it maybe. That's good enough for me. So there you go again. So the one at the bottom there, that's my main axe. And then my main hatchet, if I have to choose one, it's my favorite there. Second place would have to be this one. And there's no forger's mark on it. Don't know when it was made. Don't know anything about it. That's just my favorite one. It looks the best one, in my opinion, out of all of them. Yeah, thanks for watching.